Y'all ain't hearing me. They cut my food stamps. I ain't paying for none of this. I got babies at home that gotta eat. You think I'm just gonna leave my cart here? Hell no.
I thought it was state property.
State?
Yeah.
This?
Yeah.
State?
It ain't.
Hit the road, dude. This ain't no state property. This is private property.
This message is for all the people that are complaining that they're not getting their food stamps for November. What did you do with October's food stamp money? What'd you do? Did you stock up on pantry items and try to shop smartly? Or did you just go buy a bunch of processed garbage?
Please, President Trump, please, I hope you have a plan.
I have concepts of a plan.
Okay, so you've probably heard by now that the government is cutting off food stamp benefits because of this whole government shutdown mess. There are around 43 million people across the country who depend on that help every single month. And that's about $8 billion worth of benefits that the Department of Agriculture normally shells out. And without that, a lot of people are going to be hurting this holiday season. But here's where it gets really frustrating. The MAGA crowd is out here gloating and celebrating this news like this is going to hit Black people the hardest.
So I'm just gonna say what everyone is thinking. I don't care that you're losing your food stamps.
I'm not a selfish bitch because I want to keep what is mine, what I earned. You know who is selfish? You able-bodied mother who get to sit on your entitled and expect that I work and everybody else can work their ass off so that you can get your benefits. You are a selfish piece of garbage.
But a lot of people are like, oh, the government's going to give me this handout for free, so I'm going to use a handout. Now, all the people, in my opinion, that are coming on here saying, oh, we can't buy these sugary things anymore, we should be able to have a treat too. Well, then go work for it. And even if you have a job, okay, if you still can't afford the things that you want, you work harder. You get a second job. In my opinion, you're just lazy.
I get so many messages saying, well, what about people who don't the system? Look, I get if John, who has no family, falls off a ladder and loses his job and needs help buying groceries. But that is not 43 million people. This is not about the truly indigent. This is about poor life choices and laziness.
Y'all out here laughing, making fun of us strong, independent, yet dependent on the government Black women because we can't get our stamps. We show you bullet bags, nothing but love, respect, and dignity. All we want to do is get our stamps and take our 34 kids by 100 men and our deadbeat men that come and lay on our sofa.
Yeah, it's giving unhinged. The MAGA cult members are cheering the Trump administration for refusing to do anything to prevent the food insecurity crisis. And they're claiming the majority of SNAP users are single Black mothers who are scamming the system.
Here's a hot take for you. I believe that we should do away with SNAP benefits completely. You know why? Because majority of you are scamming the system and you don't deserve them anyway. You do not deserve SNAP benefits because you spit out babies like a pest dispenser and all your baby daddies are in prison.
Do not tell me this country does not hate Black women. Man, the dog whistles are whistling loud. All these MAGA folks are now posting videos like that one, basically saying the real problem is Black people having too many kids and living off food stamps.
We owe you nothing. We didn't have them kids.
Income to help you survive so you could be lazy or go buy a lotto ticket.
To everyone who is on the government assistance who now saying that they're going to steal the food in the stores, if you have enough energy to fight in a store for the free stuff, then you have the energy to find a job and work. Have a good day.
So yeah, this checks out. The same folks fighting tooth and nail to control women's bodies saying they're pro-life. But the minute the baby's Black or poor, suddenly it's, why are you having kids you can't afford? So which is it? You want people to have kids or not? Because it sounds like what you really mean is certain people shouldn't. And it's not just random MAGA people on TikTok saying this. Trump ally Mike Davis literally tweeted this: "Get off your fat ghetto ass stop reproducing, and change your culture. And then there are those MAGA folks flooding the internet with videos of black women talking about food stamps, making comments like food stamps should only be given in exchange for sterilization. So there you have it. They're literally saying it out loud now that eugenics is part of MAGA politics. But let's talk about the biggest irony in all of this. The majority of SNAP recipients are not black people. It's poor white Americans. According to the most recently published U.S. Agriculture Department data, the largest group of SNAP recipients by race was white, 35.4%, then black, 25.7%, followed by Hispanic, Asian, and Native American. So while some of these MAGA folks are busy laughing about the thought of lazy welfare queens, it's actually their cousins, uncles, and grandmothers that are about to be hit the hardest when those benefits stop coming. And it looks like it's finally hitting some of them, because now they're out here crying on social media and begging Trump not to cut off their food stamps.
Please, President Trump. Please, I hope you have a plan.
My kids have not eaten in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids.
Y'all, they just told me I ain't getting food stamps no more. Like zero, nothing. So now apparently I gotta go get a job. Like go clock in somewhere and smile at people. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with these two. Y'all hear them? They're feral. Daycare's $1 million, gas is $4 something, and now I'm supposed to go work for.
You know what, President Trump? This is for you, man. Look, I know you've got a lot on your plate. I know you have a lot to do and a lot to keep this country safe, and I appreciate that. But you made us a campaign promise. And I remember, you said it at every stop. I'm going to fix the economy and get prices more affordable. You ain't done none of that.
Y'all ain't hearing me. They cut my food stamps. I ain't paying for none of this. I got babies at home that gotta eat. You think I'm just gonna leave my cart here? Hell no. I ain't paying nothing. I'm walking out with it. Try and stop me.
They literally cut my food stamp card off. Zero balance. They took everything. So I told my husband, and he says to me, as I'm crying, and he says to me, well, maybe I'll lose some weight now. God, why did I vote for him? I did not know this was going to happen. I can't go get a job. Is there anybody out there that can help me, please?
I went from literally $1,700 in food stamps for a family of 3, okay? I don't work. I stay home every day. I'm not able to work, so I should be getting the maximum amount. Especially because he needs cereal, chips, pop. He needs all that. And I need my energy drinks. So I'm not going to have this taking me down from that much. And they took me all the way down to $120. Which they didn't even tell me why. I just got this notice in here that says they were cutting me back on food stamps.
Cut my food stamps from $2,800 down to $350. Now, what am I supposed to do?
Get a job.
So I literally just got this piece of mail today saying that due to new policy changes from the Trump administration, all this, whatever, that all these cuts and whatever he's doing over there, now they're telling me I have to go work. Now I have to go do all this. Well, I literally got 5 kids. Okay.
Stop making kids you can't afford to take care of.
I'm trying to sit here and spend time with them.
Oh.
I'm not trying to go work,
Really?
50, 60 hours a week so I can pay bills.
Who told you could have kids without taking care of them?
I just really don't understand. I voted for him this last election because I thought what he had good was going on, but now all of a sudden, all this policy stuff's coming out, and now he's making all these cuts, and now he doesn't want to help the less fortunate people no more.
Oh,
somebody to tell me they're lying right now because of what the do you mean that I'm not gonna get my SNAP benefits? What the do you mean?
We are possibly going to lose our farm if NRCS doesn't hold up their contract with us on the EQIP program. Because of the executive orders, there's a pause or a freeze on the funding, and they're not able to pay out on the stuff that we completed or anything going forward.
Beyond betrayal. They used us during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party. They actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
I mean, you're an educator. You didn't vote for Trump eliminating federal funds
No,
here.
I did not vote for that. I do not think that's what the voters want. If we have federal cuts, then that's going to mean bigger classroom sizes. I would lose teachers, first and foremost. It's devastating.
All right, y'all, before I wrap this up, let's clear up some of the nonsense floating around out there about food stamps, because a lot of the loudest voices clearly don't understand how this program actually works. First of all, SNAP isn't some free-for-all handout. It's a federal program that most people earn access to through low income or tough circumstances. And like I mentioned before, the biggest group using food stamps in this country isn't black people, it's white people. Now, this isn't to shame anyone who's receiving benefits. Most of these folks are actually working. They just have jobs that don't pay enough to cover rent and groceries in this economy. You have teachers, warehouse workers, service industry folks, senior citizens, people doing what they're supposed to be doing and still struggling to make ends meet. And honestly, if you're out here mocking people who use food stamps, you're not just being cruel, you're being ignorant. You never know what someone's story is. And yes, there are always going to be some people who are scamming the system, but that is not the majority. Most folks are using SNAP to feed their kids while working 2 jobs. Some are taking care of elderly parents or just trying to survive after losing everything. As for these politicians who claim that food stamps are a black culture issue, what they're really doing is using race as a distraction from the real problem, that the system is fine with people working full-time and still being broke. So let's talk about it in the comments. Do you think the government is pushing all this food stamp misinformation to divide people even more so we don't notice how they keep cutting social programs for everyone? And do you think these shutdowns and cuts are just political games, or is there something more intentional about which communities get hit hardest? Let me know in the comments, y'all, and I'll catch you in this next video.